alattam, nap fölöttem, lenn a fénylő víztükörben. Itt az ég a földet éri. Tán szerelme csókját kéri. Most a nap megáll az égen. Dicsőség fény a zenében. Csöndessége fönségében.
Good morning, everybody. And if you just watched that video, I'm sure you were saying wow as well. I am so excited to be here with our friends from Hungary, the Hungarian Tourism Agency, rather. You'll have Susanna introduce her friends who are with her here straight from Hungary. And it's going to be a really amazing day. It's a wonderful destination, quite diverse, very rich in history, amazing architecture. Such a wellness scene that a lot of you may not know about, and a thriving wine and food culture. So we're going to dive into all of that. Super excited. Just quickly, housekeeping issues. I hope that if you're tapping in through Zoom that you're watching us on speaker view so that you can see the big picture. Please adjust your settings as we go forward. And if you have any questions, please use that chat box because we'll be looking at that through the presentation as always and addressing any questions that you have for our friends here. So without further ado, I'm going to dive right into it. I'm going to introduce you to Susanna, who is the Regional Director of North America for the Hungarian Tourism Agency. And I'll let her say a few words, and then she's going to introduce her beautiful friends here as well.
Thank you so much, Gabi. Welcome, everybody. And good morning or even good evening here in Budapest, as all of us are joining in to this wonderful event from Budapest today. So welcome to Hungary, and as Gabi told, my name is Zsuzsanna Sarmon, leading the Hungarian Tourism Office in North America, actually based both in New York and Budapest. Recently, more time in Budapest, but hopefully I can get back to New York very soon. So you can reach out to me with any destination-related questions, or if you need to be connected to any service providers in Hungary or need any further information, I'm here to help you. And with that, I would be really pleased to introduce you to our 4 wonderful co-presenters today, who will help us to immerse into the rich offerings of Hungary. So first, I will tell you about an exciting project of the Hungarian Tourism Agency and show you some of the hidden gems, followed by Jana and Natalie, owners of the Boutique Journeys DMC, who will tell you about their amazing programs. Thank you for joining us, ladies. Afterwards, we travel to the world's first closed wine growing region and the World Heritage Site as well, with the help of Ildikó. Ildikó and her family is running a small winery in fairy tale surroundings in the Tokaj wine region. And last but not least, our way leads back to Budapest, and I will show you some of the highlights. And Helen will guide you through the most amazing Art Nouveau masterpiece of the world, I think, the Four Seasons. So thank you for all of it.
Okay. Yeah, we are thrilled to have you all here. And I can't wait to dive into your presentations because you each represent something so interesting that I think a lot of people are really going to want to know much more about, so I'm looking forward to watching your videos and hearing your immersive presentations on how they can construct the most unique Hungarian journeys. So I'm going to turn it back to Susanna, who's going to kick us off. So she's going to tell us about the destination in general, show you some really, really beautiful content, and away we go.
Thank you. So let's kick off with the location of Hungary. So we are located at the heart of Europe, geographically exactly in the center of the European continent. Central location means easy access from any European hubs like London, Paris, Frankfurt, Rome, or Amsterdam, and more. Actually, my favorite months are for touring May and September, but actually all the attractions of the destination can be enjoyed from April to October. And do not forget about the amazing Christmas markets in December. Our most innovative and exciting project this year was to shoot a series of movies about the different regions of Hungary. As we were unable to organize fam trips for you travel advisors, my colleagues and me are traveling throughout the country to explore and experience the wide variety of programs and attractions our country has to offer. We will provide 3 movies. Shortly will be out with narrations and amazing programs, but let me tell you a bit about some of the regions today we have experienced throughout the trips. I'm starting with the Lake Balaton region, and first, please enjoy a little teaser about the movie. Are you jealous? So I really hope you can enjoy as well the Balaton and the surrounding very soon. So the Balaton is the largest freshwater lake in Central Europe, which is the ultimate vacationing area for Hungarians, our Hungarian Sea, the Hungarian Tuscany or Riviera. It is a truly special lake which offers countless attractive and exciting events and activities. Marvel at the castles and palaces, recharge your body and soul at the thermal bath, be invited to pleasant wine tasting by welcoming wineries, and visit one or more of the countless festivals held throughout the year. Lake Balaton is perfect water paradise. Shady shores and pleasing warm water await young and old looking for some beach fun with 70 beaches. In addition to swimming, there are countless active sports opportunities like stand-up paddleboard, kayaks, water bikes, and surfboards for rent. You can rent sailing boats, even with a captain, even for more days and overnight on the lake. The lake is surrounded by 120 miles long cycling route as well, with countless accommodations options and breathtaking rest areas along the way. The lake has always been famous for its traditional hospitality, but recently many modern restaurants have opted up all across the area with high-quality dishes on offer. Balaton is a major wine and gastro destination as well, with 6 smaller distinct wine areas. And with that, we've wrapped up the part of the Balaton area, and we would travel to the east a bit from Budapest. If we start to drive to the east from Budapest, we will find folk culture, Baroque towns, and the best wine of Hungary. There are various activities for every age group. You can find nature, culture, folk art, mouth-watering gastronomy on the way. The first stop is Hollókő, is an outstanding example of a deliberately preserved traditional settlement. This village, which developed mainly during the 17th and 18th centuries, is a living example of rural life before the agricultural revolution of the 20th century. The folk art, which you find here, was added to UNESCO World Heritage. We go and travel to Eger from Hollókő. Is celebrated as one of the most beautiful European towns. You can roam the peaceful narrow streets in the heart of this Baroque town, listen to an organ concert in its basilica, which is the second largest church in Hungary. The Eger Castle is the fortress where the Hungarian defenders broke the Turkish siege in 1552. Their heroism forever ensuring them a place in our history books. 2,000 defenders fought against 30,000 Turkish soldiers. The cute little mountain town of Lilafüred is located in the Bükk Mountain, which is as well close to Eger, mostly known for being a tourist resort, popular hiking place as well. Uniquely beautiful natural environment, good accessibility, excellent infrastructure, reliable railways, child and family-friendly activities, and local dining possibilities await visitors in this area. The Tokaj wine region will be introduced in depth by my co-presenters, but it is very important these days to exercise and go outdoors during these hard times. So my last slide is just to prove that our team was very active during our trips throughout the country. So we've been climbing mountains and hills and did this Via Ferrata route as well in the Tokaj wine region. So with that, thank you very much. That was a short summary of some of the regions. And we are on with Jana and Natalie.
Yeah, so much more to dive into. And I will say, having seen a preview of those videos and those virtual fam trips that the team did, they are exceptional. They're some of the best that I've seen, and they are going to make you feel like you are right there with them. And you'll notice a cameo of someone that you'll recognize here in quite a few of them. So how do you put this all together? You need a reliable DMC on the ground who really knows the ins and outs. So I'm really excited to introduce you now to Jana and Natalie, who are the owners of Boutique Journeys on the ground in Budapest. And they're going to take you through a little bit about what they do and why they are so special.
Hi, greetings from Budapest.
Greetings, everyone. Hello.
Thank you all for being here and joining us for this live broadcast. I'm Natalie Nagy.
And I'm Jana Fluxman, and we have a short presentation for you. We are Boutique Journeys of Europe, and just to put everyone at ease, we are basically like sisters. And during this unprecedented time, our families formed our own COVID-safe bubble. We are only socializing amongst ourselves, so that is why we are not wearing masks.
Our story starts 30 years ago when Jana and I met in high school here in Budapest, and we have been best friends ever since.
It was always our dream to work together. As life tore us apart when Natalie moved to New York to continue her studies. Then she started working in travel, and in 2003, this opened up the opportunity for us to start our own travel company called Mosaic Journeys at the time.
We started off only focusing on Budapest and parts of Hungary, but we quickly realized that most travelers coming to our region preferred visiting multiple countries. So this led us to expand our services into our neighboring countries. However, we always wanted to encourage visitors to slow down and explore all the riches that Hungary offers.
In 2016, our small company was growing, and we thought it would be the perfect opportunity to rebrand and emphasize our boutique services. As for years, the feedback we had received from our partners was that they loved the fact that we are an elegant, one-stop shop travel boutique. And with this rebranding, we were fortunate enough to receive an amazing response, an increase of business, and grew our team to 6 professional travel concierges.
We are here to cater to travel consultants and the travel community, providing seamless, customized services in Budapest and beyond. Just quickly, we wanted to take the opportunity to show you and everyone that the countries in our neighboring countries that we specialize in, which include Austria, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Croatia, Czech Republic, Germany, Hungary, Montenegro, Poland, Romania, Serbia, Slovakia, and Slovenia.
We provide a whole range of services starting from the moment your guests arrive to Budapest, including VIP meet and greet services, private luxury transportation, hotel arrangements in the cities and in the countryside, as well as private expert guide services, only working with the most highly qualified, knowledgeable, and personable guides. In addition, we also provide concierge arrangements, such as booking performance tickets, dining arrangements, basically anything that guests need during their stay.
Be it rail or hydrofoil tickets or private boat charters on the Danube or Lake Balaton, we can assist. Over the years, we have developed relationships with fantastic partners, granting us access to numerous exclusive visit opportunities, obtaining tickets to sold-out performances or private collection visits, just to name a few. In addition to regular private touring, we can also arrange a variety of special interest and experiential type of tours.
As everyone can see now from this beautiful photo, this is our stunning Budapest, which the Danube divides into 2 parts. On the right side is Pest, and on the left is hilly Buda.
Now, to give you a taste of some of our special interest-focused programs, we can start with foodie tours, including multiple tastings and market visits. Budapest has some of the most fantastic and most beautiful markets in Europe.
We have seen over the past few summers that visitors love being on the water, as well as cruising through the city on tuk-tuks, feeling the real bustle of the city by day and in the evening.
Needless to say, Budapest has stunning architecture and national treasures, such as our beloved Parliament and Opera House, and many museums where we can arrange architecture-focused backstage or exclusive tours.
Hungarian cuisine has always been flavorful and delicious, but thought by many to be a heavier cuisine. We love our sour cream, our chicken paprikash, and our guyash. Well, in the last decade or so, there has been an explosion of creative young chefs making their mark on the food scene, in some cases reinventing Hungarian cuisine. From rustic countryside inn to Michelin star restaurants and everything in between, everyone will find incredibly tasty and vibrant options, not just in Budapest, but all over the country.
We also pride ourselves on the rich heritage our country has to offer, taking visitors to the countryside to slow down and reconnect with a simpler past. And of course, for our more active visitors, there are endless opportunities for delving into nature, as well as countless natural resources, such as curative waters and healing energy points all over the country.
One of my personal favorite regions of Hungary, which I would like to draw your attention to today, is Lake Balaton, our Hungarian sea. We compare it to the Hamptons of New York, or our own little Riviera. A perfect visit to Lake Balaton would start with a scenic drive along the lake shore, followed by a walking tour of the most beautiful historic village of Tihain, with its abbey straddling the hill above the lake. A stop at the abbey's reggae patisserie is a must to enjoy the most breathtaking views over the lake. From here, we would take guests into the Kali Basin area, our own little Provence, for some hiking and biking. Then it is off to the lake for a privately arranged sunset sail with catering and your own private masseuse on board.
Now let's travel to the northeastern part of the country, to our most famous and, in my opinion, most beautiful wine region of Hungary, the Tokaj-Hegyalja region. A wonderful way to experience the region would start with a scenic drive through some of the 28 villages nestled here, lined with grand old houses. Then meet with your talented winemaker for a cellar tour and tasting through part of the network of deep underground cellar rows. This could be followed by a walk through some of the vineyards, tasting some grapes along the way, before enjoying a delicious catered picnic while overlooking the hills of Tokaj. We will leave you with this bird's eye view of the beautiful Grof Degenfeld Chateau Hotel in Tokaj, where we often arrange for our guests to stay for a few nights and use as a base during their exploration of the region. Our colleague Ildiko will elaborate more on Tokaj for you shortly.
Should you have any clients interested in visiting Hungary or would like to reach out to us to receive more information, our contact information is here for you. If you have any questions, please just let us know.
Thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you.
I'll just emphasize again how important it is for all of you to look at a DMC when you're putting together a journey. Even if you're just doing a city break and it's just Budapest, or if you're going onward, it really makes a difference to work with a local partner that has great connections, that is doing these experiences themselves, and they're fleshing them out and they're evaluating them and always looking for something new. So I really recommend that you do take the time to partner with a wonderful DMC like this to really enhance your stay. Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Now we're going to move over to the Sure. We're going to move to the wine region. And like I mentioned, when I first started kind of delving into Hungary, I really didn't know enough about the wine culture. And I'm fascinated the more I learn, and I think you will be too. So we're really fortunate to have someone who runs a winery in the Tokaj region who's going to be sharing some of her secrets, not just about the winery, but about this very rich and unique region as well. So I'm really pleased to introduce you to Ildiko, who owns the Götz Winery. You can pardon my pronunciation, did my best, but she's wonderful. And it's been a pleasure to meet her. And I really think you're going to enjoy seeing a little bit more about this region and maybe, learning a little bit about what it's like inside a winery. So I'll take it over to you.
Thank you very much. Let's start with the first Tokaj wine region video. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce my family's winery and the Tokaj wine region for you. I am Ildikó Mária Oroszné Götz, and I grew up and live in this beautiful part of Hungary, what could be one of the miracles of the wine world. I work in our family's winery as a marketing manager, and I was the first wine queen of Hungary in 2008, and I got to travel to many countries to make Tokaj wine more popular in the world. The Tokaj wines have been there for centuries to enrich the culture of Hungary and of the world, while serving one of the most pleasant and noble human necessities, healthy wine consumption. Tokaj is the most famous wine growing area of Hungary. The region was designated by royal decree in 1737. The combined beneficial effects of favorably located vineyards, the soil structure of volcanic origin, the rays of autumn sunshine, and the moisture rising from the nearby river and Bodrog and Tisza are the secret behind the quality and the special character of Tokaj wine. On the photo, you can see one of the most beautiful places, a symbol of the wine region, the cellar system in Hercegkút, which was created in the 18th century, and it is part of the World Heritage by UNESCO, and there are 4 rows of cellar systems, they go under each other. We have our family's wine cellar here also. I would like to tell you a couple words about the story of my village Hercegkút. It is a Swabian village. There are about 600 people who live here. The first family settled down here in the 1750s by Prince Trautson. They came from Germany, and it is very interesting that they used to live in the oldest small cellars. There are 2 cellar systems in the village. Both have 4 rows that they go under each other. One of them is situated on Kőporos Hill, and the other side is on the Gombos Hill, the upper and the lower side of the village. Altogether, you can find about 200 cellars in the village. All of the cellars belong to a family here in the village. Most of them are only for private winemaking. Everyone has a small vineyard and a couple of barrels of wine that families and friends drink together on special occasions. In Hercegkút, there are some family wineries who host groups like us. On Gombos Hill, you can find a unique calvary with 14 stations up on the hill, and there is a chapel with a beautiful view. Götz Winery was founded in 2000 by my parents, Ildikó and István Götz. My grandparents, my great-grandparents, everyone in the family always had smaller vineyards and some wine, but my parents started to bottle Götz wines, sell it, and host groups. My brother István is the winemaker, my father takes care of the vineyards, and my mother is the most important, the soul of the business. We work together on marketing, exports, administration, host groups, and so on. We make the highest sweet quality wine, Tokaj wine specialties, but you can find in our assortment fresh and young, dry or semi-sweet wines as well. Every move in Götz cellars is traditionally imbued with affection and admiration towards wine, and work is done with the greatest respect. Our vineyards are situated on 17 hectares nearby Sárospatak, Tolcsva and Sárazsadány. Every sort of the Tokaj wines, such as Furmint, Hárslevelű, and Yellow Muscat, can be found in the family's vineyards. On the photo you can see our biggest vineyard, 9 hectares altogether, with a small cellar out there surrounded by forest. Not this one, this photo. Ripening cellars. The vines and the grapes are processed on the family's farmstead into quality wines under Tokaj wine specialties. The wines are mellowed in the wine cellars, which are also World Heritage items on Gombos Hill in Hercegkút. A naturally climate-controlled cellar is an indispensable element of our wine quality. We ripen and store Tokaj wines in Hungarian oak barrels, stored underground in dry-lit tufa tunnels. There is 9 Celsius degrees during the whole year. This is a handmade cellar. My father and my brother made it year by year. We produce Tokaj wine specialties in these Zemplén oak barrels with the greatest respect towards tradition, but following the new and modern way of making wine with love and care. We have a special big cellar for wine tasting where people can taste wine, have dishes, enjoy Hungarian folk musicians play, or we organized some concerts during the summertime. When we bought it, it was a very small cellar, but we created it to be suitable for 200 people. There is a beautiful painting in the cellar made by our world-famous friend, the painter Mózes Ince. We asked him to paint the 4 seasons involved with grape and wine. During the wine tasting, you have a chance to try wine from the driest furmin to the 6-puttonyos tokai asszú, but we prepare special homemade bites, which can be this unique Swabian bacon, the sausage made from deer, or this ham, which is my son's favorite. There is also homemade cheese in the village, so we can prepare cheese plate with several kinds of special tastes. Good pairing with the Tokaj wine. Now I'm getting hungry and thirsty, of course. Andrássy Residence Wine and Spa Hotel is the Tokaj Wines region's only 5-star hotel, and here you can stay in one of the 35 superior or 3 deluxe rooms or in either one of the suites. Essentia restaurants offer you a unique gastronomic experience by serving the finest quality culinary dishes paired with Tokaj wine region's best wine. Minosen Spa is the greatest wellness heaven in the region. Castles of the region. There are several beautiful places to visit in the region, but I would highlight how many castles you can find here, historical sites and attractions in the Zemplén Mountains, for example, nearby Sárospatak, Tolcsva, Boldogkővárai, Regéc, Szerencs, Fűzérradvány, Füzér, or Kőkapu. It's worth to visit any of them. You can hire one of these cars and take it to vineyard tours in any wineries or plan unique routes in the mountains with wine tastings, of course. I suggest you to visit the Tarn of Megyerhegy nearby Sárospatak that you already saw in Zsuzsi's presentation. The Tarn is surrounded by large cliff and a very spectacular natural landscape. Although hidden in the woods, it is a popular hiking and tourist destination. On the top of the mountain there is a tower and a beautiful view. Last but not least, let me tell you about great news. Last week, the Hungarian government accepted the Tokaj-Zemplén Region Development Program and supports the region, the reconstruction of public roads, bicycle path development, accommodation and gastronomic service development, and tourist attractions. So great news, something to wait. Thank you for your attention. Hope to see you here in Zemplén, in the Tokaj wine region, in our heaven under the ground. And don't forget to drink Tokaj, because life is too short to drink bad wine. And enjoy our video now.
Well, that was gorgeous, and I am certainly thirsty and hungry. Thank you very much. But it's closer to 5 p.m. where you are, so I hope that all of you can go and kick off a Friday with a beautiful glass of wine. Thank you so much. That was just beautiful and interesting to see and learn as well.
Thank you. Hope to host you here in Hungary.
I look forward to coming. Thank you again. And we're going to throw it back to Susanna just for a few minutes because Budapest is one of those cities that you can't possibly explain in just a few minutes. She's going to do a wonderful job of giving you a great overview, but there's so much to dive into. And also it's an excellent base when you consider exploring on day trips and outside the city too. It's got a lot of options. So not just in the city center, but also around. So she'll tell you a little bit about that moving forward here. And then we'll be followed by Helen from the Four Seasons, which is going to be a real treat. So I'll turn it over to you and you can introduce Helen once you're done.
Thank you so much. But actually to refer back, yes, it's almost 5 p.m. We have like 20 minutes to go. And I'm so lucky that I have a wonderful bottle of Furmint from Ildikó's winery. So I promise I will pop up that bottle tonight. But Budapest, back to our gorgeous and amazing capital city, which has wonderful built and natural environment, makes Budapest a truly an authentic and historic European capital. At least 8 different architectural styles can be found in the city, from Art Nouveau buildings to Neo-Gothic and Neoclassicist as well. The city is very centralized, including both different city parts, the Buda and the Pest side. Basically, you can explore any of the main attractions within 15 minutes walk from the downtown area, as it's highlighted on the map. Budapest is a destination where a new authentic discovery is waiting for you all year round. Museums provide permanent and temporary exhibitions to culture enthusiasts. During a stroll in the distinct diverse streets, you will likely encounter many works of street art, enormous wall paintings, and amusing little sculptures. The city's public transport network makes travel in the city fast and convenient, and beyond that, there are many exciting vehicles to try out going up to the hills, such as the chairlift, funicular, and the underground railway in the city center, which was the first of its kind in continental Europe and second in the world. Budapest attractions are endless, from beautiful river, parks, hills, mountains, museums, forests, lookout stations, and incredibly exciting concert halls as well. Budapest has 3 World Heritage Sites. The first one is the Buda Castle district, with its medieval houses, Matthias Church, the Royal Palace, and the Fisherman's Bastion. The second site is Hero Square, an iconic location of Budapest, and Andrássy Avenue, which leads there, as well as the Millennium Underground Railway. The third World Heritage Site is located in the heart of the city, the beautiful banks of the Danube on the Pest and Buda sides, enclosed between the Szabadság and the Margaret bridges. One of the best ways to explore Budapest is on foot, where you can literally travel through time, beginning at the Roman age at the Aquincum, to the classical age on the train bridge and the National Museum, and into the world of eclecticism at the Parliament. Consider the Buda Hills, which are waiting to be hiked with a route for nearly any fitness level, but all providing lovely views of nature. Discover uniquely rich cave systems located under the Buda Hills, opening up an amazing underground world of minerals, while the quadricycles on Margaret Island, situated in the center of the Danube, make it easy for friends and family to paddle together. The 10 thermal baths in Budapest acquire their water from 100 thermal sources with varying temperatures and therapeutic effects. The beneficial effects of the city's thermal waters on the body and soul attracts visitors from around the world who seek cures and recovery. And enjoy a glass of wine or mix it with sparkling water as a spritzer, and don't miss to dive into the taste of local beer made by craft breweries. The ruined pubs around the city are worth a visit as well. They are fascinating, set in abandoned buildings with an inner courtyard, making it the perfect escape under an open sky. And it can be said that everything has its own festival in Budapest. The spectrum spans Pálinka, which is our Hungarian brandy, wine, beer, pop music, classical music, folklore, and art festivals and beyond. So after an exciting and tiring day exploring the whole city, you need a great place to rest, right? So where else than at the Gresham Palace? So with that, I would like to invite you, Helen, to please tell us more about your wonderful hotel. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Zsuzsanna, for the introduction. So I'm Helen. I'm the leisure sales manager at the Gresham Palace, and it's my absolute pleasure to be the one representing our magical property. So I'm sure you're wondering where this magical and breathtaking picture was taken. So let me just show you, because I truly believe that the history of the Gresham Palace and its evolution is just a fascinating tale. So let me take you first to a bit of a time travel, and it will give you an idea of why this magnificent building really became the jewel in the crown. You know, the Gresham Palace itself was built for a life insurance company, because back then they were prohibited in investing in stock markets or any other potential risky investments. So they had the money behind them to invest heavily in the new building. At one part, it was a solid source of income, as well as a discreet promotion and mark of the company's financial strength. They hired a leading Hungarian architect who was highly influenced, as you can tell, back then by the Art Nouveau movement. He gathered the most talented Hungarian artists and craftspeople of the era to work on this project. And that's how the architectural masterpiece you may see here was born. It right away became the pride of Budapest and Hungary because of its technological innovations as well. I'm sure you wouldn't believe, but back then in 1906, when it was built, it already had a central heating system. And even more funny fact, it had unique centralized dust extraction system. So I think that's just stunning, you know, back in those centuries to have this. Jumping through time, it suffered through the world wars and it nearly became a victim of history, but very luckily, after 10 years of negotiation, just like the Gresham Life Insurance Company did a century ago, Four Seasons hired the best talent in Hungary to restore the building to its current glory. We worked with Hungarian artists and sculptors, so we're really proud to have for these people to have left their marks on the building and made it basically reborn. Now that we traveled through the history of the Gresham Palace, let me welcome you to the present with this short video so you can have an idea of the Gresham Palace. I always get goosebumps when I see this video. So let me tell you a bit about the location, just for those who haven't been to Budapest, have an idea about it. And I like this, this map on the left side because it shows the heart of the city. So you have everything within the heart of the city that you would want to see first round, like the Royal Palace, the Matthias Church, Zuzanna mentioned, the Parliament, all there. And let me show you where the Gresham Palace is located. It's just right there in the heart, right in front of the chain bridge. We're about 20 minutes away from the airport. If there would be just a couple of key takeaways that I would absolutely love you to remember when you look back or remember this presentation about the Gresham Palace, it would be something as following: that it really is a destination itself. It's a true jewel. It's, as I mentioned, located in the heart of the city's most vibrant gastronomical district. All sites and shops are within walking distance. Here, we invite our guests to a fairy tale palace experience, to have an unforgettable getaway in a stunningly reborn Art Nouveau masterpiece, and of course, to enjoy this breathtaking panoramic views of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, as the Buddha Castle on the left, which you can see, the chain bridge right in front of you, the banks of the Danube, all laying in front of you. But most importantly, you can have a building with a nice view and a nice location, but it is all paired, in our case, with the legendary Four Seasons service. We are all about going above and beyond our guests' expectations. So that is why I'm tremendously proud to share with you that it's been now the 5th consecutive year that we've earned Forbes Travel Guide's 5-star rating, which is absolutely unique in the city. And we're super proud being the one and only Forbes 5-star property in the city. I just wanted to show you one picture, as we're limited on time, about one of our top suites, our Royal Suite. All of our rooms have been just refurbished recently, so it's a really, really fresh product. And why I love this picture, because it really makes you understand that it's not like stepping into a hotel room, but it really feels like home. And remember the first picture that I showed you when I started the presentation? Let me take you back. This one. It was taken from this Royal Suite. So this is the amazing view that actually by now you could enjoy, because it's already getting dark here. So I think it's absolutely breathtaking. And now let's dive into some culinary experiences, what you and your guests may enjoy when they're coming to us to the Gresham Palace. Let me start with our Collage Brasserie and Bar, which is really, really vibrant and inspiring, yet at the same time casual and affordable. Collage Brasserie and Bar is a contemporary European brasserie, and even its name, collage, highlights the creative aspects of the dining experience, that it's a collage of the old and the new, the luxurious and the simple, in keeping with the character of this wonderful capital. Its interior design, as you may see, also reflects the Art Nouveau style and the Budapest's legendary coffee house culture. Its environment really feels hip and comfortable, and we also have the outside areas. Let me just jump back so you can see. And also our Collage Brasserie and Bar was just nominated in CNN Travels magazine into the top 50 bars in the world. So we are really lucky to be part of that. And now, last but not least, I would like to introduce you to someone very special, for who we as the Four Seasons Gresham Palace in Budapest have been waiting for a really long time, and who through the ages have had many names and appeared in many places. But in her beloved Budapest, we call her Múzsa. Múzsa is our truly inspired luxury craft cocktail bar that just opened its door this October. And I would like to show you a video as we captured her in its best glory during the opening. So, Muja, who is she? Muja is actually the Hungarian word for muse. Muses were originally the goddesses who celebrated and inspired art, poetry, history, music, dance, and thus the inspiration behind the name of our reimagined bar. Muja, with her handcrafted cocktail creations, enchanting fusion of Asian and Hungarian cuisine, with her elegant yet playful atmosphere, it will transport you back to the timeless golden age, which we truly believe is here and now. She contains the essence of what draws many people to Budapest, that it's European, it's familiar, yet there's an alluring Eastern flavor and mystique that invites the imagination. We just cannot wait for you guys and your guests to be able to come and enjoy such signature cocktails that you can see on the left side. Just to give you a bit of a hint, what you could see on the menu when you see this beautiful cocktail, it goes like that. It's a beautiful muse draped in scarlet robes so vivid you just can't look away. Her mysterious perfume caresses you, and suddenly you are in a dream. You know, in Muja, we are serving 80% Hungarian wines with the aim to reflect the high quality and history of the country's wine region, which you could just hear of and which Gabi mentioned. You know, in this small little country, we have 22 wine regions. That's, I think, is absolutely exceptional in such a small country, if I may say. Here in Muja, we have the largest vintage Tokai Asu collection in the world. That was hand-selected by our head sommelier, and the oldest vintage that we have dates back to 1912. So basically, when the Gresham Palace first had its first golden age, if I may say that. And in Muja, a very interesting fact that we have a bottle of a Royal Tokai Essencia, which is the most expensive wine in the world. Have your guesses now how much it is, and drum rolls, I'll announce it. So the world's most expensive wine is a Hungarian Tokai wine, and it's $100,000 US. Why is it so expensive? You know, it needs very extremely specific conditions to thrive, and only a handful of regions in the world can provide this. And also the weather, you know, to be at its best. And it's from 2008, where, you know, all aspects of it came together, and this amazing Royal Essencia was born. And very last but not least, let me just tell you just one word on our Lead with Care program, because I truly believe by now everyone is aware how many times we disinfect how many things. But really, at the Four Seasons, the health and safety of our employees and guests has always been a top priority. And how we say that while the Four Seasons experience may look a bit different in this new environment, it will ultimately absolutely feel the same, because we, the dedicated people, we continue to deliver the same intuitive service and personalized care for which Four Seasons is so well known all over the world. And let us wrap up with this amazing Budapest video, and let's check out this wonderful capital from the bird's eye view.
I am still transfixed when I'm watching the chat and somebody said, it's not a hotel, it's an experience. And then somebody else just said, I want to live in the Four Seasons Budapest forever. So I think that says it all. That was gorgeous. And we're talking about wines and cocktails and wow, that was just spectacular. So I am sure you have sold everybody on this. So thank you so much for that presentation. It was mesmerizing, just beautiful.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Just a few questions before we wrap up, and I think these are important things that have been emailed to me and texted to me through the presentation. Aside from the wonderful comments, it's everybody's just mind is blown about the beauty and the diversity. So you should all be very, very proud of your country. But you feel free to jump in, whoever wants to. The best way to get around, especially in Budapest, is it public transportation? How about rental cars? Maybe discuss a couple of the ways that travelers should be moving around.
I would let Jana and Natalie answer this one.
All right. Well, we don't recommend rental cars in the city. It's really not ideal. The city is very pedestrian friendly. As Zsuzsanna also said, the transportation here, the public transportation is excellent. We also, of course, have private drivers for those guests who need that. But it's a great pedestrian friendly city. Exploring on foot and by public transportation is the best way to do it, unless you have car and driver services.
All right, fantastic. And I think this one probably best for Susanna. Can you address some airlift from key gateways in the United States? What would you recommend? And maybe, because things might have changed from the last couple of months moving forward. So if you have any new intel on that, I'm sure that everybody would love to know.
Yes, unfortunately, at the moment, things have changed because we had non-stop flights by LOT Polish Airlines from Chicago and New York. But they promised that it will be back starting in 2021. And as well, American Airlines has non-stop flights from Philadelphia and Chicago. But at the moment, these are as well on the stop. But, Budapest is very easy to reach from any European hubs. So if you fly to Frankfurt or Munich, which are great airports, or London, Paris, and it's like 1.5 to 2 hours flight to get to Budapest, and it's really easy.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we're just coming up on the 11 o'clock hour, so we've been with you for a full 60, and thank you for staying with us to see all of this wonderful content. Everything will be available to you. It will be emailed to you. As far as the videos, you'll all get a copy of this beautiful presentation as well that you can watch on demand and you can share with your colleagues. And we'll also share everybody's contact information with you so that you can get in touch directly. So on behalf of all of our beautiful friends here from Hungary, I really want to thank them for being here. This was stunning, and the comments are just warming my heart. They're flooding in about just how gorgeous everything is. So you all, again, should be very proud of a beautiful country and also a job well done today. Thank you so much, and we will see you again very soon.
We thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Nap alattam, nap fölöttem, lenn a fénylő víztükörben. Itt az ég a földet éri. Tán szerelme csókját kéri. Most a nap megáll az égen. Dicsőség fény a zenében. Csöndessége fönségében.